just to go back to that sort of the mentioning of like the Amazons and the Googles of this world, from a CMO perspective, is it about emulating those guys and what they do, or is it going, okay, this is what Amazon and Google do, and they do it very well? Mm-hmm. Where do we fit into that story? Like, is it about trying to out Google, or is it about trying to find a smaller sort of niche for you guys?
Well, I guess it's first looking at your business in a new way, in such a way that you think, what makes us unique in this world nowadays. Obviously, you won't necessarily be able to compete with Amazon. The scale is different, and the way it's been constructed is not necessarily to be profitable. You may have a business where your owners expect profitability in the shorter term than Amazon does for them. So your agenda is not the same. And at the end of the day, if you try to compete there, you may be in for a long and painful journey. Whereas if you start thinking, how do we differentiate? What makes us unique? What is our core asset? Where are we credible and trusted? Then maybe you start in a better place where you can not necessarily compete, but at least differentiate in whichever space you want to operate. So take timing, for instance. We agreed that, we are in a market that is not necessarily growing as such. I mean, print magazines are not a growth area right now. There's areas of hope with regards to digital advertising, which is helping stabilize the loss in print advertising. But for the last 8 to 10 years, it's not been a growth market. So where else can we grow is the real question, based on the assets that we have, based on the data sets that we have, and you may want to come back to that, is really what the real questions we asked ourselves. So we are strong in quite a few verticals, more specialty areas like sports, like music, like wine, you name them. There's quite a few areas where we feel there's a really saliency about timing. And based on those facts and the reality of being, the leader in that market, we also thought, why should we restrict ourselves to do just magazines or even digital media or content? So we went into an exploration phase, which was about interrogating those ecosystems we operate in, and start to think, what if we came with a different proposition for the same customers that are passionate about something? Because at the end of the day, it's yes, there's data, but there's, more importantly, the storytelling element. That's our core, and passion points that sit with the customers. So if we address the right passion points with the right content and think adjacent markets, then we can start doing events, we can start doing e-commerce, we can start doing a lot of other things that come on top of our core, which is content or storytelling, and join the dots between content and commerce.
So it sounds like with a legacy brand like Time that has come from a very different world and is trying to shift into a very new world in that sense, it's not about tearing all the old stuff down and starting afresh. It's very much about like teasing out what are the strong points that still exist and then building those out into that.
Spot on. It's about leveraging assets that we know we have. It's about building on the trust that we have with customers who are passionate about things that they read about. It's about engaging with customers in new ways, in new formats, and it's about really going into those markets that are growing rather than sticking and trying to protect at all costs markets that are not necessarily growing. I mean, obviously, we won't go about and accelerate the decline in print. We're trying to protect those revenues. They are important and they make sense. But we are finding new ways to reach out to the same customers, whether they are our end customers, so the consumer, or whether they are the brands that advertise with us, and reach out to them with a more global proposition. So it could be moving from subscriptions to membership, where people can have access to more than just the content. It could be for our brand advertisers offering services, which we do actually, around content creation, native advertising, programmatic advertising, and diversifying the portfolio of options that we offer them.